This recipe is all about oranges. We're making an orange and fennel salad, and that'll go with a roasted spiced salmon. So let's get started. We're going to begin by prepping our oranges. These are navel oranges, and they are sweet, they're a little bit acidic. To get started, I'm going to begin by zesting the oranges. And whenever you're zesting citrus, you don't want to go as far as the pith, the white part. That's pretty bitter. When we're making a salad, or in this case, a savory dish where we want the orange to be at the star of the dish, what we're doing is just isolating the very citrusy, sweet parts of the orange. The orange is made up of segments, and we want to isolate those segments by just running the knife along each side, and boom, you get a segment of orange. And I'll go ahead and segment 2 whole oranges. Our oranges are segmented, but before we get rid of these insides, we want to get the most out of them. So I'm going to squeeze all the juice I can into our bowl where we're making the dressing. We have about 2 tablespoons of orange juice in the bowl with the zest, and now I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. White wine vinegar also works really nicely here. This is just going to punch up the acidity of the oranges. I will also add a few turns of black pepper, some salt. Now I'll drizzle in about a 1/4 cup of olive oil. At this point, it's a good idea to taste the dressing to see if it's balanced. So let's give this a taste. The orange is not as acidic as I expected it to be, so I have my trusty lemon here to help us add a little bit more citrus to the equation. Just a squeeze. Our dressing is done, so now let's make the salad. I have 2 medium fennel bulbs here. For the salad, I'm going to just slice off this part here, and you can save the fronds for a garnish at the end. I'll slice this in half and get the stem clear here. And to slice the fennel, I'm going to use a mandolin. It makes slicing very thinly easy. We've sliced our fennel, so now let's slice our red onion. I'm going to do a 1/4 of a red onion, so half of this. All of these go into our bowl with the dressing. We're going to add some herbs to brighten this up, give it some freshness. I have a small bunch of dill here, and we're going to add about a 1/4 cup of mint. Just chop all the way through. Look at that. All of our herbs go in. Our salad is almost done, but we have to add our star ingredient, the oranges, right back in, and then give it a toss. While this marinates just a little bit to let all that dressing sink in, we're going to make our roasted salmon. Here's how you do it. Divide the salmon fillet into individual portions. Then, in a small bowl, combine orange zest, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of coriander, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. Stir to combine. Rub each salmon fillet with olive oil, then season with salt and pepper. Finally, add that orange zest spice mix. Transfer to an oven at 425 degrees and bake for about 12 minutes or until the salmon easily flakes with a fork. I like to broil the salmon for the last couple minutes for a darker finish. Our salmon has roasted, our salad has sat for a little bit, so let's just plate this dish. Whenever you roast salmon like this, the skin will tend to stick to the pan or the parchment paper, so I just like to slide my spatula right underneath it like that. And then let's put a beautiful pile of salad right next to it. Beautiful dish, and like I said, you can save the fennel fronds for a garnish. And now all that's left to do is eat.